Give me a shout if you have a question. We have more in the back. You're going to love this. You've got a great deal there. Feel free to flag me down if you want something. Everything. Hope you really get to enjoy this. You're all set. We specialize in those. Perfect day for you, huh? Enjoy it. There we go. You're going to love this. I think you made the right decision. That's a great price. Thanks. Hope you have a great day.
That's our third trophy besides the Orange Bowl in Season 2 and the Blitnikoff, which we've got to thank Adam Hopkins for because he had that great of a day. But if we could come away with a win, that's all that matters. I'm going to throw up a one-on-one ball to him. I want to put it in his hands, and it is intercepted. It's so important to me that we send our seniors off the right way. But we only have one timeout remaining, and on this run, they're going to break free. I couldn't make the tackle, so we're not going to get our third trophy. Those define our success, and we go through this rebuild. We only have two, but I am proud of how many players we've put into the NFL. There are a few juniors that are going to stay, but we do have one to plan. I'm going to try to get some Sammy to get responsibility in this game. We've just lost a ton of great players, though, so I had to have a plan to replace that, and I did with the number one class in the country. That's right, 2 5-stars, 13 4-stars, and 10 3-stars, which gets you so many players over the 80 overall, and in those high 70s that could make an immediate impact. In fact, I was a little worried about our tight end position after John Rhodes graduated, so we picked up Kyle Johnson, who can play about anywhere, and I'm going to make him our tight end. The off-season training results are also in, and Luke Lust is up to a 99, but I can't get too excited because we are spinning the wheel, and it is going to be no jumping in the game. This is not the season to land on this one, but of course, whenever we're supposed to be a top 3 team in our conference, we have to sing everything. So maybe we should be season 6 with its focus on the future of this program. There is also a chance that Simmons Conduits is we're projected to win our division, and we only regressed by 2 overall, so I'm hoping for a lot of blowouts. In week 2 versus our rivals Nebraska on the road, we did win by 7, but San Jose State took us down in the next one, so I'm just glad that at this moment we have a lead on every single player on our recruiting board. It really is our year to win Big 12, as the only ranked team on our schedule is this one against Texas Tech. We are going to lose it, and that alone is enough to make Jeremy Atkins commit to California instead. Not being able to jump into anything is very frustrating, and I thought we were about to go on a 6-game winning streak, but we lost by 3 at Iowa State. So with 2 games left in the year, we are the second best team in our division, and if we win out, we can make the Big 12 championship. That will be easier said than done. Our rivals Utah stand between us and what we've been shooting for, but I believe in this team. Come on, boys, let's go win on the road, and we get it done. All credit has to go to senior Luke Lust, who threw for 4 touchdowns, and that is the 3rd trophy we have won in the championship, and we took it a 4th in the Citrus Bowl against number 7 Miami. It makes sense why we had senior Luke Lust. And he rushed for a lot of yards himself. He also a senior Matt Walker Green. What will be interesting is to see how well Scott Brooks does next season. And I don't normally point out defensive stats, but Paul Johnson had 91 tackles. With all of that happening, we almost received another extension. And we got a defensive coordinator, along with Jimbo Fisher as our offensive coordinator. I've never seen the computer hire 2 amazing coordinators like that at once. So besides losing a lot of our high overall seniors and a 75 overall freshman transferring out, we didn't lose as much as we have in previous seasons. And I also ended off-season recruiting with a bang. So once again, we signed the number 1 class in the country, and I don't even know where to start with this. There's so much talent that's just going to develop year after year. So I'm feeling very good about this roster. His name out of this season, and at quarterback, but before we can do anything else, I have to skip a video and see it.
Oh, that's how you respawn. Damn. Well.
That is going to be bad. Coordinators reset means we don't get to use Jimbo Fisher's abilities, and there's no point in having these guys this year because they're just going to be stuck at level 0. As for Deion Sanders, I can finally go ahead and get the insta-commit ability, so that's going to make recruiting even easier.
It's still going to get hard to get to the top.
We still haven't made the playoffs. I'll probably regret this, but I have both Nebraska and Miami scheduled for non-conference games, and every time I offer a scholarship to someone where we're number 1 on their board, there's a chance they could commit. I think it's 20%. None of these guys have yet, though. I haven't even scouted them. I'm just hoping that one of them does. I want to give an example to you all. And Brian Miller is the first one. That was cool, but we need to keep on going. We need to get at least 1 or 2 more. This is ridiculous. On this many players, this is not a 20%. There's another. And we went 2 for 19, which is pretty rough. Being 7 seasons in, I'm surprised we've never had somebody on the Heisman watch. But listen, I'm not going to complain about much. We're projected to be the 5th best team. And that's why I find it very surprising that Scott Brooks is the only player on this roster that's projected to be all Big 12. Either way, the game says we're going to be good, so I'm going to believe them. And last year we took down Nebraska. This year we get to host it. I am confident and we win by 7. For this This year in recruiting, the only thing I'm worried about is building up this offensive line because we have almost no depth there, and everybody will be visiting Week 7 versus Texas Tech. Before that, though, we have to play at number 5 Miami, and I don't know why I put this on the schedule. I guess it's good for us to see how good Derek Weber really is. On third down, he's going to step up in the pocket to get first, and it feels like every quarterback Dion has recruited here has been a spring game. At the end of the day, our defense was the key to winning as we only gave up 14 points to the Hurricanes, so we're going to get a massive win on the schedule. And Eric Carroll, our new starting running back, was great. It's kind of crazy, but after all this time, we're sitting at the #1 spot in the country. And when I look across the rest of our schedule, the other game coming to the end of this season definitely has to be against number 15 Utah. We should end up beating everybody else. And Week 7 against Texas Tech, with everybody visiting, they're 1-3. We somehow lose. I don't understand how the sim works in this game. But we should have definitely come out on top of that one. Now, we did land a starting 5 of offensive linemen, which is amazing. But we're now sitting all the way down here at number 13. And if we lose again, we're going to miss out on the playoffs for another season. Unfortunately, we lose Kansas State by 3. And I was hoping that I could have seen to the Utah game with nothing like that happening.
Talk shit when I get up there.
Even if we beat them, we can't make the Big 12 Conference Championship. Since they're number 4 in the country right now, I want to ruin their season. If we can't have success, our rivals aren't going to either. And it's safe to say that we've been giving them that good beat. Here in the third quarter, they have yet to score a point on Thursday interception. So if our offense was a little bit better, it would be over already, but we've been struggling. And as long as we get a field goal out of this drive, we should be okay, but it's still not something we want to see. In fact, because I sinned so much, it took me a long time to realize why we had a 79 starting. But evidently our second string quarterback got hurt, and then third string quarterback Derek Weber was out for the season. Even though we beat Utah, we have been first in sin, and judging by these quarterback stats, I'd assume that Derek Weber got hurt around the Texas Tech game. That would explain why this season went the way that it did. And you also have to remember, we were using level 0 offensive and defensive coordinators. It's sad that none of these seniors ever made it to the playoffs, as Paul Johnson is one of the best defensive players in program history. And speaking of season stats, college football is back soon, so you only have a few more days to play season-long college football entries. And that's on Prize Picks, today's video sponsor. I personally think that the Springboard Junior one is a steal because he rushed for almost 1,400 yards last year, and I'm going to combine it with this free guy desktop square, which is available for the next few weeks. And doing that gives me the opportunity to people my country. If you want to support the channel, join me on Prize Picks, or just have something fun to do during the football season. Code BOARD or this QR code will double your initial deposit up to $100, and they're available in more than 30 different states. So just make sure that you play responsibly when you use code BOARD. But now we must get back to the rebuild, and it would make me so happy if UCF beat Utah in this conference championship. Our bowl game is against Oregon State, who isn't even that good, and we've already won this one at the Alamo Dome already. I think it would help program morale to pull this one up, and we're going to on 4th and 21. Oregon State has no choice to go for it. We get another, and the trophy collection. We're both 80 overall freshmen. I convinced these two juniors to stay, but Tim Walton wants to transfer out. And I don't know why, because we have had so much success in the NFL draft. As for the offseason recruiting part, with this many points, we should get both of these guys. And I thought it was a weak class compared to normal, but we're still the best out there. I guess I've played this game so much that I can get the #1 recruiting class without even trying. Well, what was so great about this one was now our offensive line should be good for the rest of this dynasty. There's only one 99 overall player on next year's team.
If it is breaking down here, so it gets
what comes next. So before we start season 8, let's go ahead, spin the wheel, and it's going to be 5 starters. I don't know. Now that you can read it all, you'll see that I have to start 5 different freshmen. And we should be better because our coordinators are awesome again. But scrolling through this roster, I have to make a tough decision. Fullback will definitely be one of the ones we utilize. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, but I'll get back to it when I figure it out. Okay, so the first one is kicker, which we already had to do anyways.
Buddy.
And for the second one, we're going to go down for our walls.
Get mad because your butt is muddy.
Sheldon Henderson. Our third starting true freshman will be at right guard. Our fourth will be at left tackle, and our fifth will be here at fullback.
I'm playing it because she's
considering with those 5 changes, we're still a 97 overall team. I'm very happy, and we're projected to make the playoffs going into this season. And the following 2 years after that, we're supposed to be #1. So surely we're going to start picking up some championships. We're going to win the easy ones, only by 10 now. And once again, it's time for the most fun thing, instant commit. I'll let you all know if I get anybody good like Derek Griffin. Let's just say the luck is not in my favor with this, and if I lose to North Dakota State, I might as well just go ahead and quit right now. If Derek Weber doesn't get hurt, he should have a good senior year, and we're actually counting colleges pretty well right now. By week 6, we're the #1. Of course, Utah's in the top 3, and I'm afraid this one at 4-0 will
rated by
lose by 2 points. That result was so painful to see. We shouldn't have fallen to it. I don't think it'll be too difficult to climb back into the top 4, but we can't lose another game. And I thought the Big 12 might pass up the Big 10 and SEC at some point, but we're still number 3. We only beat West Virginia by 14 points. And then I got an instant hit on Brian Bennett, which was pretty cool. But every single time I'm seeing these, I'm incredibly nervous. I never know what's going to happen. There is no more room for error if we want to start having success. Don't get me wrong, these past 2 seasons have been amazing for Colorado, but I want to get the program to the next level. We have a good fit. All of these guys should. They're all
Still this
for
first.
And the Wildcats have only won 3 games, which have both been on the road at top 25 teams. Due to that, I think this one makes sense to jump into. It's nice to see that Derek Weber is still out there, which means he hasn't gotten injured. He's going to throw a touchdown. And midway through the
Probably
third quarter,
NFL
we still
the first time.
he's been doing a fantastic job, with Matthew Childs also making some incredible grabs. He got rocked on that play, but he still made sure he held on to the football. And I know Deion Sanders is our head coach, so his defense has been so good. He has built up something special here in Boulder, and we're going to use the backup quarterback to finish this in style, which I thought would move us up in the rankings, but we're sitting at number 7, so we need some of these teams above us to lose. There is good news though, and that's the fact that we might be shooting for the number 1 recruiting class for the 4th year. To do so, we need to take care of business against the Utes, and then once we do that, win the Big 12 championship as well. This is the biggest game we've had in the dynasty so far, and it's season 8, so we cannot afford to not win a championship again. You all have seen it already, so I have to speak about it. This wide receiving core is incredible. Ham's going to get us down to the 3, and the best part is most of them will be around for the next 3 seasons. Utah has already scored as many points on us now as they did last year, which is a little concerning, and their offense has clearly improved, but I would love to end this first half with a touchdown. Since it's tied at 14 again, it looks like Scott Ham is going to come down with the football, and he has just been incredible. Once we start doing stops on defense, that's when it gets scary for the Utes, and I don't think he got his foot in. The refs are reviewing it, so I didn't even need to challenge it, but I was incorrect, and they end up scoring on that drive, so with about 2 minutes remaining, we only have a 3-point lead. I'm going to throw it up to Reed, and he comes down with it, but he drops the football. He fumbled it, but I believe his knee was down first, so I'm going to challenge the play. This is exactly why I didn't waste it earlier on, and he was obviously already down. The refs ended up reversing the play, and with 1 first down, we will give the Utes their first loss of the season, which would be great. This 3rd and 3 is for a spot in the Big 12 championship, and I'm going to lob up a prayer. I don't know why I went deep on it, but Derek Weber put this football right where it needed to be. I was a little skeptical about this. I don't think he got his foot in, but the play stood, so I guess the refs are on our side. It feels good to take down our rivals again, and we can thank Eric Carroll for that. To get to this point, our offense has had to match really well, and it's always us in Utah competing for the top spot in the division. On the other side of things, we'll be put up against Oklahoma State, and what's kind of scary is nearing the end of the 3rd quarter, we have not been able to pull it out. They've matched up with us really well, and on this 2-point conversion, I'm just going to try to take off with Weber, fight my way in, which the fans seem to appreciate. If anything has kept us on top, it has been the defense that continues to get stops, but they're going to need another one because with 4 minutes left, I'm punting the ball back to them, and I'm hoping this bounces out of bounds inside the 10, and with 2 minutes remaining, they are going to try to get a little bit of a blitz, and I'm going to roll out with Derek Weber. I'm going to throw a sidearm throw, and Johnson holds on to it. It is really fun to use some of the guys that are on this offense. It's pretty much all over because we're going to take a 2-possession lead, and they have no timeouts. Now, I could have managed the clock a little better, but we should be fine. And on 4th and 5, with 7 seconds remaining, they're throwing up a prayer. They are actually going to reach the end zone. So we can't get out the confetti yet. We have to recover the onside kick, and you're joking. And I swear, this would be the quickest way for me to just uninstall RPCS 3. Someone sack him. If they break away from a catch here, I would lose my mind. Okay, it's not them. They got a little bit stressful, but we have won the Big 12. And Derek Weber definitely deserves it. Deion Sanders is lifting up his
Telling the audience, good evening.
It might have taken us 8 seasons to get to this point, but we have finally made the college football playoffs, and we have to take on our rivals Nebraska. Both of us have some of the best offenses in the nation, but every team in the playoffs is undefeated besides us, so we need to be on top of things. I am going to try to bomb him over the top to Eric Reed. He's a very quick receiver. He comes down with that catch, and that puts us in the perfect position to score the first touchdown. Our defense is insane, and on 3rd and 18, we're going to almost get a sack. But even though we didn't, we hooked their quarterback, and that's going to put him out of the game until halftime. We need to really capitalize on this opportunity, and so far, Derek Weber is helping us move the ball down the field pretty well. He couldn't get that pitch out in time, and I think I'm going to try to float the ball over the defense here on the crossing route. I did not think he was going to play that ball, but nevertheless, our defense is still holding it down, so we're okay. I'm going to try to bomb them with Weber over the top to Scott Ham, who holds on to it. Nebraska's starting quarterback has finally come back into the game, and on 3rd down, we're going to give up a big play, which unfortunately led to them scoring a touchdown. Now they're going to try to send a blitz in. I have way too much time back there, and did they not think that Scott Ham would toast the corner off the press? That is too easy. When two of your three best receivers both have 99 speed, it makes life a lot easier. And I know we're playing against the #1 team, so we should probably be in a little bit of a struggle fest, but our defense has held it down for us, and hopefully we'll be able to just run out the rest of this clock. I don't want to get too excited yet because we still need to go out and win the national championship game, but we're doing great. And who would have thought we would hold Nebraska to 7 points? They literally had the third